Hello, this is just a very basic introduction to the SimSolar software. I'm not going to edit this video, so it's going to be pretty rough and ready. Here is the chart that's drawn not to scale. As you can see, the orbits are evenly spaced, which is not the case in reality. We've got the options of drawing the planets to scale. So now we can see the planets with their relative sizes compared to each other. You can see that the Earth here is just a little point. In fact, it may even be smaller than that because there's a minimum setting so that you don't actually lose sight of the planets. Obviously, if they were any smaller, we wouldn't be able to see them. But as far as the larger planets go, these are drawn to scale in comparison to each other. If I draw the Sun to scale, that is in scale compared to the other planets. Okay, so I'll switch those off and I will draw the orbits to scale. Okay, so now the inner planets are actually lost in the middle there because the orbits are so much closer to the Sun. We can actually zoom in, which will allow us to see the inner planets more easily, but obviously we can't see the outer planets. Now, by the way, if I now switch the planets to scale button, you see that they basically disappear again, and again it's a case of this isn't their actual size. It's a minimum size set so that we don't lose sight of them. If I draw the Sun to scale, well, you can see the problem again there. Let me zoom in again. Sun to scale. So you can see that we would actually have to zoom in a long way before the planets were showing their correct relative size compared to the orbits. I'll just zoom out again. I'll show you about the Alignment Finder. At the moment we're only out to Mars here. I'll turn the scale off. Okay, now I'll show you the Alignment Finder. This is actually built into the SimSolar software. Okay, I'll just move that over there so we can see properly. This red line here is actually showing an alignment between Venus, Earth and Neptune. I'll just move that on a bit so we can see it again properly. Now it appears that these aren't in line, but that's only because this chart is not drawn to scale. So once again, if I turn the orbits to scale button on, and I'll just advance that again so it brings that alignment back up. This is set to a tolerance of 2 degrees, so you can actually see now that there's Earth, there's Venus. I'll just bring up the planets again. Earth, Venus, and zoom out, and we will find, when it comes into view, there is Neptune. Okay, I'll just bring up the Alignment Finder again. You can see that there are a number of options in finding alignments. We can choose to only record alignments of 3 or more planets, or only find planets aligned on both sides at once. We can choose whether we want to find alignments for the Earth or choose for the Sun and the planets. Okay. Now there's also this chart which I'll just clear that. When we've got the Alignment Finder on, it will actually populate this chart with any alignments that it finds. So as I step this ahead each date, whenever there's an alignment, it will actually populate that chart. So when we see the bark roller drawing straight lines on his charts, they're actually incorrect because the orbits are not drawn to scale. You can also choose here to the tolerance. At the moment it's set to 2 degrees. I can change that to 1 degree if I want. Okay, I'll just advance that again, bring it back. Looks like there were 2 alignments there before. Now we've only got the 1. I'll just change it back to 2 and see what happens. Okay, sometimes you've got to step it forward and back again. Okay, no, nothing happening there. So anyway, that's just a brief look at SimSolar. Some of the features there. Obviously you can't draw straight lines between planets when they're not to scale. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, but often it doesn't. So thank you for that, and goodbye.